Hello, I'm on my adventure again, and today I'm at Brimham Rocks in Yorkshire. There are many books written on the subject of these crags, and my friend John reads an excerpt from Thomas Pennant descriptive travel book from 1800s.
The celebrated crags, the supposed aggregate of Druidical antiquities, are on the rude plain of the summit, beneath which is a vale, wooded with birch, holly, and hazel. The crags are dispersed in all parts, in groups of various extents, and frequently in single gaffs. They are often indescribable and require the best fill of the artist to give an adequate idea of their multiform singularity. The gentleman who pointed out to our countrymen, as Druidical remains, their phenomena of nature, was the Reverend John Watson, rector of Stockport. He dignifies them with the name of Druidical remains, of which he gives them curious names. This rocker in which the Druids had moved them was miraculous and a power reserved for their sacred orders. The stone was large and of a round form, and this they were to lift with a single finger from the ground. They, indeed, went beyond the Druidical power, which was only to put the stone in motion. The other stones, described by Mr. Watson, are evidently Druidical. On my arrival on the summit of the hill, the feat of wonders was unspeakable. The whole was new to me, a flat covered with stones of forms, the soil singular, and many of the lies models stupendous. The constant companion of my tours, Moffe's Griffith, was immediately felt to draw and did full justice to the grotesque figures and magnificence. My fancy could not create remains of the works of art or relics of Druidical superstition. Like the philosophers in the court of Brobdingnag, I sheltered my ignorance, that I had found nothing but relplumef calceth, which is literally interpreted love's nature, the force of nature, the coincidence of a multitude of tones, at the great event of the subsidence of the waters after the diluvian catastrophe, or which nature, in her frolics, caused to affirm the variety of improved forms, we fee on them. The stony part will retain them to eternity, they were left concealed in the foot or muddy part, which subsided with them till the frequency of latter deluges warned away the foot concealing parts and exposed them to view these miracles. Brimham Crags were examined by Mr. Rook, his account was read before the Antiquarian Society in May 1786. Moffe's Griffith made 5 drawings of incontestable accuracy and great publicity. There are groups astonishing, noble, and various. The first is of stones, feeling of a nature different from all of the others, of a light grey colour, large irregularly shaped gaffs, and some of them with small conoid bases, and the stones imposed, or fettled on them, vast and overhanging. The next has apparently a base of rock, possibly forming great strata beneath the surface. Out of one part arrives vast beds of stone, square, and placed by chance one on the other, a double row, and flat at top. Numbers of columns rife out of the adjacent ground, and one magnificently exalts itself from a great base. All these columns confy of numbers of distinct, flat stones, one upon the other, with their margin hanging over on every side. The third group is composed of columns, like the former, more slender and more elegant, one stone of a molt curious structure, a double cone, the bases uniting and, landing erect on one of its apexes, and feels very much the work of art. The adjacent ground is covered with vast flat stones formed of different layers. In a corner of the drawing, my artist has taken in only half an enormous upright stone, with its summit crowned with another placed on it transversely, in the form of a woolpack. It stands on a great pedestal of a conoid form, resting on its apex, the upper stone may rock. The rocking stones, if not the effect of chance, are certainly standing miracles. I beg leave of Mr. Rook to extract from his ingenious work, some remarks on one of the larger and most wondrous of the kind. In this plate, there are several other curious stones, to have been rock idols, or oracular, some perforated, and, of the latter kind, to have delivered the oracle through the hollowed package. Plate XVI is a very curious one. It partook, in its form, of the idol kind, consisting of several large rounded cake-shaped stones, growing thinner towards their edges, applied one upon the other, so as to form a fort of column of a considerable height, about 19 feet. The whole of this amazing stack is placed, whether by art or nature, I will not decide, on a very small truncated cone, at top only 1 foot across, at bottom 2 feet even, and, beneath, a flat, seemingly a Finnish flag. I neglected to take the measure of this safe to borrow it from Mr. Rook. I also did not observe the flag that gentleman had placed under. I take leave of this stone by referring the reader to the fidelity of the drawing made by my skilful servant. I finally take leave of these wondrous phenomena by saying that opposite to a weaver's house, beneath the crags, is a round small mount, on which is a rectangular natural stone, quite erect, and, at a distance, taken for a tower, it is about 13 feet broad, and about 3 feet thick. The country people call it the noon stone, as the meridian is made known to them by mining the fun on it. Rock idol at Brimham by Ebenezer Elliott. Stone, did the hand of sacerdotal fraud shape thee into this vital type of thing? Or did a million winters, on their wings of scythe-like perseverance come abroad, to bid conjecture stand before thee awed, and, almost severing thee from parent earth, make thee a marvel? Vainly gives it thou birth to solemn fancies, building an abode around thee, for a world of shapeless ghosts. Vainly they rise before me, calling up kings and their masters, and imagined hosts, that fight for clouds. What then? The heath flower's cup with dewdrops feeds this fountain ever clear, and the ring-a-doozle whistles. God is here.